Well, now some of the most influential Russian artists taking centre stage at an exhibition in Doha. Organisers hope the show will inspire a new generation of art experimentation. It's part of a cultural exchange programme between Qatar and Russia. Raheela Mahomed went to take a look.
Provocative, chromatic colours and abstract shapes. Experimental art in the form of architecture, technology and science. All on show here in a former fire station, now an art gallery in the Qatari capital. 81 masterpieces from some of the most influential figures in Russian art history. The director of the exhibition says it's one of many aiming to inspire young artists.
Qatar is in a moment in time where it is looking at technology, looking at creation, looking at science, and really you see that across the country, you see it with the different institutions that are happening, and we are a part of this, and it has to start somewhere.
It's part of a year-long cultural exchange between the two countries. Russian art in the 20th century challenged traditional concepts, embedding art with science, astronomy and mathematics. Art experimentation was interrupted in the 1930s when communist leaders ordered artists to present an optimistic future to the masses, but revived in the 50s and 60s.
The paintings which you see were painted by me 50 years ago in 1968. This was the time when I learnt about the famous artist Malevich, whom I never saw before, and I decided to devote my artworks to him.
From sharp linear lines, geometric objects, and spatial dimensions evoking futuristic ideas, as well as kinetic art, this inspired by floating pieces of fat in a bowl of chicken broth soup. This piece by Vladimir Tatlin is called Tatlin's Tower. The architect and artist designed this meant to be a 400-meter tower of iron, glass and steel. Now, each of the structures was meant to revolve at different speeds. It was so ahead of its time, but never built, a symbol of what could be achieved in the form of modern architecture.
Fluid objects, working with water, the move.
A Qatari artist in residence says he's inspired by the works.
It explores different mechanisms and takes on the idea of moving art. Coincidentally enough, I've always found it also linking very strongly towards my work, as I also have worked with kinetic architecture and also 3D modeling based art as well. This idea of a moving object that would be placed in the middle of the room and consistently moving as well remains dynamic to me.
Artistic exchanges between countries and generations sends the message that radical innovations are a sign of forward thinking. Raheela Mahomed, Al Jazeera, Doha.